Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, February 1st, 2018. I'm Abonaty Liburd. The Department of Community Development is seeking the public's support as it conducts a survey in 3 parishes on Nevis in the coming week. The survey is part of a United States Agency for International Development USAID-funded Community Family and Youth Resilience CFYR program.
A community baseline survey will be conducted in the parishes of St. Thomas's, St. John's and St. George's from the 2nd of February, from Friday the 2nd of February to the 10th of February 2018. During that period, there will be persons known as field researchers that will be coming to your homes and they will be asking you some questions. And I want to let you know that it will be strictly confidential. They would have already signed an oath to say that whatever is said to them, that they will have to keep it confidential or they can get in trouble. I am kindly imploring of you to open up your doors to them and answer the questions so that they can now use that data and better help your community. Thank you for your support in advance.
The Community, Family and Youth Resilience program identifies and works with families and their youth who are empirically at the highest risk of becoming involved in crime and violence.
We are also will be targeting youths from the ages of 10 to 29 years of age, so we can have their input, so we can have their views on how they feel about their community. For children under the age of 18, of course we will ask for the parents' consent to interview your child, and you may also have to sign a document saying that you would have given permission for your child to be interviewed. It's nothing, the question would not be that personal. Like I say, it's mostly about your community. What would you like to see be done in your community, and how you feel about community and your involvement in your community.
Director of the Department of Community Development, Janette Meloney, also spoke about the long-term goal of the exercise.
In the upcoming months, the data from the survey will be used to give greater insight as to what the community or what these community need, and there will be programs that will be put in place in these communities for the holistic development of all community members that are living in those communities. I am not saying that the other communities would not have some programs, but these are the communities that were selected for now, and so we may start with them first and then extend out to the other communities on the island of Nevis.
Director of the Department of Community Development, Janette Meloney. Deputy Premier, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, on Wednesday, January 31st, expressed his gratitude to former Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory, for being involved in the initial stages of aid in Charlestown to be inscribed on the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO World Heritage Site list by 2020.
I know the former Premier, the Honorable Vance Amory, was very instrumental in having this this started, and of course he must have seen some good reason why he would have indicated that we want to pursue Nevis as being considered as a World Heritage Site. I believe the process is advanced at this point in time, but indeed the whole of the Nevis, I'm sure, would be interested and keen in knowing where we are and where we're going, and what benefits there are to be derived from this particular designation.
Honorable Jeffers was speaking at the round-table discussion on the process of moving to get Charlestown inscribed on the World Heritage Site list. Minister of Physical Planning, the Honorable Spencer Brand, is pledging the support of his ministry to the project.
I believe in the end the whole of Nevis will benefit, and it gives us that leg up, so to speak, as one of those unique places. Nevis has always been a unique place, but this would also add that uniqueness to it. So we are certainly delighted to be a part of it.
Dr. Everson Hall, Ambassador Permanent Representative to Permanent Mission of St. Kitts and Nevis to the Organization of American States, OAS, says he is optimistic about the inscription.
We're very, very optimistic, and we're very much looking forward to the support of the Minister of Culture, newly appointed Minister of Culture. We're very pleased that the project is in your hands. I know that it is in very capable hands, and that we'll be looking forward to working with you. We'll be looking forward to getting your assistance in the planning department, and certainly we expect to get your assistance there as well. I'm absolutely delighted to be involved in this, and I'll do everything that I can to help to move the process forward.
UNESCO World Heritage Site lists consists of a number of places including the Great Barrier Reef, Venice, Rome, the Grand Canyon National Park, and the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park. The discussions took place at the conference room at the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board, located at Pinnis. Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, is encouraging the members of the general public on Nevis, especially students, to support the activities that will be hosted on the island in observance of History and Heritage Month 2018. Various activities are held during the month of February which seek to promote greater knowledge, understanding, and appreciation of the history, heritage, and culture of our country among citizens, thereby fostering stronger national identity and pride.
The month of activities this year is being observed under the theme, History and Heritage, a conduit for full emancipation. A church service is scheduled for Sunday, February the 4th at the St. Thomas's Anglican Church at 10:30 a.m. The St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall will be the venue of the Sir Probin Innes Memorial Lecture on Wednesday, February the 7th, starting at 7 p.m. Heritage Day is set for Saturday, February the 17th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Montravers. And finally, an evening of the arts will be hosted at Bath Hotel on Saturday, February the 24th, with a start time of 7 p.m.
History and Heritage Month is an outreach activity hosted by organizations including the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, the St. Christopher National Trust, the Departments of Culture and Education on St. Kitts, as well as a number of individuals. Minister Evelyn pledged the support of the Nevis Island administration.
I commend the organizers of History and Heritage Month in their efforts to memorialize the late Sir Probin Innes by naming the History and Heritage Lecture in his honor, and by naming the trophy for the primary school's quiz competition the Sir Probin Innes Trophy. It is my understanding that the late Sir Probin served as president of the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society and was the founder of the History and Heritage Month of activities. He is therefore deserving of this posthumous honor.
Minister Evelyn noted that the organizers want to ensure that not only Nevisians and residents are aware of our rich history and heritage, but that thousands around the world will also have the opportunity to do so.
The start of History and Heritage Month coincides with the visit of a number of overseas officials as we here on Nevis move to have the city of Charlestown inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The advantages of having Charlestown inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site are numerous, foremost of which will be our ability to attract a larger number of tourists with the positive spin-off of a much stronger economy. Inscription will therefore change the touristic and economic landscape of Nevis. I call on all Nevisians and residents to lend your support where possible in our bid to make it to the enviable list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, delivered an address to mark the observance of History and Heritage Month. Still to come,
tomorrow, between the hours of 1 and 5 p.m., there will be persons in the square disseminating information to young persons as to how they can become involved in securing one of such scholarships.
The details after this break. Welcome back. The Scholarship Committee of the Medical University of the Americas, MUA, and the Nevis Island Administration, NIA, today hosted a press conference at the Ministry of Finance conference room for the launch of the MUA-NIA Scholarship. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nicole Liburd, went into detail about the application process.
Acceptance to a university in the Caribbean or the United States, an 800 to 1,000 word essay stating why the candidate is deserving of the scholarship, certified copies of academic certificates, police record, a passport-sized photo, and 2 letters of recommendation, one from an academic reference and one from a community service organization. Candidates who are shortlisted will be invited for an interview.
The priority areas of study for the 2018-2019 cycle include, but are not limited to, optometry, environmental health, nutrition, special education, occupational therapy, speech therapy, chemistry, and engineering. The value of the scholarship is $22,500 per annum, and upon being chosen for the award, students must maintain a grade point average of 3.0 or higher each semester to remain eligible. Over the last several years, 14 persons have benefited from the scholarship fund. Past scholarship recipient Ariella Wilkinson spoke about her experience and expressed gratitude to the MUA as well as the NIA for the opportunity.
I felt discouraged about the possibility of going to further my education until I heard about the MUA NIA scholarship program. The benefits of the scholarship program covered my plane ticket when I first left Nevis to venture off to Jamaica to start my studies. It also covered my tuition and housing costs completely. Mistress Nicole Liburd made numerous checkups and gave encouraging words. It felt good to know that other persons out there were actually concerned, and I lived comfortably and I was able to focus on my higher education without the stress of money problems.
Junior Minister of Health, the Honorable Hazel Brandy-Williams, thanked the NIA MUA and encouraged interested persons to attend the open day, which will take place tomorrow.
I would like to place on record our profound thanks to this institution who has been a major supporter of the administration in terms of providing scholarships for our young people. Tomorrow, I understand between the hours of 1 and 5 p.m., there will be persons in this square who would be disseminating information to young persons as to how they can become involved in securing one of such scholarships. And so I am appealing to the young persons to go on out and get the necessary information and get on board and apply for this scholarship.
The open day will take place tomorrow, Friday, 2nd February at the War Memorial Square in Charlestown, beginning at 1 p.m. Present at the head table were members of the MUA NIA Scholarship Fund Committee in the persons of Health Planner in the Ministry of Health, Shalissa Martin-Clark, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Human Resource, Ornette Herbert, and Ron Daniel of Hope Nevis Incorporated. The committee awards 2 scholarships annually for undergraduate studies as part of an agreement between the MUA and the NIA when the MUA opened its doors in 1998. The Committee for Culturama 44 met for the first time on Tuesday, January 30th at the Nevis Island Administration Conference Room at the Administration Building in Charlestown. Immediately following that meeting, we spoke with Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat and Chairman of the Culturama Committee, Antonio Abonaty Liburd.
The meeting, in my opinion, went well. The committee members gave their commitment to serving once again this year on the Nevis Culturama Committee. The minister would have spoken to the committee members in terms of his expectations. And the committee members themselves, they were very enthusiastic. They voiced their opinions, their ideas, and I am quite elated with the fact that the committee members have once again given their full support to Culturama 2018. So I'm looking forward to a great festival once again. So I just want to use this opportunity to invite persons in the diaspora to come home to be a part of the Caribbean's greatest summer line.
Liburd also used the opportunity to make an announcement.
During our committee meeting, we already have selected a slogan for this year's festival, and so the marketing subcommittee would be working feverishly over the next few weeks to get our promotional jingle, our promotional video, our promotional posters out, and so we will be having marketing of Culturama very shortly. In fact, I've been promised by the end of February that promotional materials should already be circulating with regards to Culturama 2018.
Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, who was invited to Tuesday's meeting, said he was pleased to have attended.
I have to say that the committee I'm very pleased with. They seem to have a lot of enthusiasm and vigor, and I am hoping that the festival that we had last year, that we had such great reviews for, that we're going to have an even better festival for 2018. I would have addressed the committee and told them a few things that I would like to see in place for 2018. But I also want to say thanks to the committee members for once again consenting to come on board and serving. I know they're doing this on a voluntary basis, and it's a lot of work. And I'm imploring the committee members to continue to work feverishly to ensure that we have a very memorable festival for 2018.
Culturama 44 will be held from July 26th to August 7th, 2018. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Alexis Jeffers. Thank you for viewing.